Hi and welcome to my channel. So in this video, we're going to be talking about something that is very sensitive: work colleagues, co-workers, relationships with the people that you're working with. Look, this is something that is so sensitive that you must handle with a lot of, delicateness, and you have to be so politically correct in how you're treating these relationships. So let's start by saying, I'm going to say this: your co-workers are not your friends. Your co-workers should not be your friends. Your co-workers are not your family. Your co-workers should not be your family. Your co-workers are not your enemies. Your co-workers should not be your enemies. What does this mean? You need to maintain a civil, professional relationship at work, and you don't need to be taking things personal. Because look, there's a thin line between that professional relationship and that personal relationship. You need to be able to maintain that perfectly well. If you can't, you're going to get into a lot of trouble, because you're going to end up in a very dangerous situation where you don't know what to do, you don't know where you are, and it can make that work very toxic and very unbearable for you. So you're welcome to my channel. If you're new here, it's a pleasure to have you. Again, if you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate the time that you take to watch these videos, and I hope that you find them useful. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do hit subscribe right now. Turn on that notification button, because I'm all about bringing you the best tips that you can use to progress in your career, so that you can continue to thrive, you can continue to achieve your goals, whatever they are, and you can continue to live a really healthy life, within your workplace, because that's something that I'm very passionate about. And in this time, post COVID, I know that many people are struggling with this particular aspect. And being a healthcare professional myself, by the way, in case if it's your first time here, I'm a nurse. I work for the NHS in England as an advanced nurse practitioner. So this is a time where there's a lot of stress, following COVID. The workloads are very high, staff shortages, so people are going through a lot of anxiety. And look, considering that we spend a lot of time at work, our colleagues are going to take a lot of, time. We spend a lot of time together. If we're going through challenges, we're going through these challenges together. If we need things changing, we need those things changing together, which means that we spend a lot of time with our colleagues. But look, this does not mean that those lines should not be clear. This does not mean that you should not maintain those boundaries, because at the end of the day, work colleagues, co-workers are co-workers, and you need to maintain it at that, because the people who are able to maintain this relationship in a very healthy way are the ones that are going to thrive, to excel, to be comfortable in their own skin at work, to be comfortable in their environment, and make sure that they get the treatment that they deserve. But if you begin to, cross that line, then it's very hard. So I'm going to be telling you how to maintain those relationships in a very healthy way, without kind of going above and beyond what it should be. First, in order to achieve this, you need to think about why people are working. Why do we go to work? Look, people are working for different reasons. You know why you're working. If you leave a comment in the comment section, tell me, why are you working? If you are employed right now, what is the reason? Is it because of your family? Is it because of money? Is it because of career progression? Is it because of sponsorship? Why are you actually working at this point in time? So you need to understand that, and understand. And by the way, before I forget, I do have a newsletter where I can send you the latest updates about career pathways, career progression, opportunities for visa sponsorship in the UK especially. So if this is something that you're keen on, I want you to check the comment section below and join my newsletter, so that I can send this information directly to your inbox without relying on the YouTube algorithm, whether it shows you the video or not. It's just a nice way to make sure that you don't miss out on anything, because I have a career coaching program where I support with career progression in the UK, nurses, carers, student nurses, people that want to get into nursing. So this is something that I'm really passionate about. This is something that I deal with on a daily basis. This is something that, I understand this sector really well. And so it's something I'm passionate about. So if you're keen and you're in this sector, do check out my private coaching program. Just reach out to me in the comment section, and I'll be able to provide you that information, if you're keen, obviously, on career progression or securing healthcare, whether clinical or non-clinical healthcare related jobs in the UK. So like I was saying, you need to know exactly why people are working. Why are people working? Let me tell you the first reason. Many people are working because of the paycheck, which means if you take away the pay, look, those people are just going to be sat at home doing absolutely nothing, and nobody will bother to go to work. So that's the first reason people are working. The second reason some people are working is because of career progression. They want career progression, and look, that's the focus that they have. Which, look, there's no reason that is good, no reason that is bad. Everybody has the right to work for whatever reason they want, but it's important that you know exactly why you're there and you focus on the reason why you are working. Very important. The third reason people are working is because of sponsorship. Look, if you have visa sponsorship, for example, in the UK, you have to work. There are many strict rules that you're going to have to live by. If you don't follow those rules, you're going to lose your sponsorship. So this is one of the reasons why people are working, and those people have their own plans. They're like, hey, in 2 years time I'm going to do XYZ, in 5 years time I'm going to do this. So again, you need to be aware, why exactly are you working? Some people are working because it's a temporary thing. Maybe they want to go traveling, they want to retire early, they want to be able to buy a house, and so they need a paycheck for X period of time. Those are some of the reasons. You must never focus on other people's reasons. You need to focus on your own goals. Why are you there? But at the same time, maintaining that cordial relationship. It doesn't mean you go to work and you're like, hey, I'm just here because I've got things to do, I've got bills. No, you need to maintain a professional relationship, but in the back of your mind, you need to know exactly why you're there, because different people are there for different reasons. And I can tell you that many of the other co-workers, they're not going to waste time in putting other people, down from the things that they're doing, or in supporting you. It doesn't matter, but you always have to focus on your own goals. Very, very important, because if you miss that line, if you kind of lose yourself, you get very personal about things that are unnecessary, that is not advisable. You need to maintain your professional boundaries when you're at work, no matter what you're doing, because that is the professionalism that is expected within that environment. And also, it enables you to be kind of neutral, which means that you're not forming groups and kind of isolating and alienating other staff, like, oh, these are my friends and all of that. But you're maintaining those professional boundaries with everybody equally, to make sure again that you're not putting yourself in a challenging situation. One of the ways that you can do this is through, not oversharing things that are not necessary. For example, some coworkers will come to you and say something and say, Melvis, I'm just saying this to you. Don't tell anybody. You don't want to get involved in that. What I do personally is that I don't share anything at work if I don't want the next person to know. Because look, let me tell you how it works. I'll tell you something, and say, oh, don't tell anybody. And then you are going to tell one more person and say, look, Melvis told me this. Please don't tell anybody. I'm just telling you because you're my closest friend. And then that person will tell another person, and that's how it goes round. So if you don't want anything to be shared, keep it to yourself. A secret that is best kept is a secret that isn't shared, let me tell you. So if there's something that you don't want, say, your manager to know, you don't need to go about sharing it with even one co-worker, because it's going to go around. And again, it comes back to what I was explaining about us having different objectives, different outcomes. We want different things. We all have different situations, different backgrounds, different expectations. And so that is why personally, I like to be very neutral at work, which means that I'm cordial, I'm professional, I focus on why I'm there, and I understand that people are there for different reasons. I don't necessarily need to go investigating why other people are working, but I know my own reasons why I'm working, and I try to stick to that, and I make sure that I'm working in a professional manner. Excuse me, I understand my job well. That's what you need to be doing. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you need to hit subscribe right now. If you haven't joined my newsletter, I also want you to join our newsletter, because if you're interested in this content, then surely you're going to be interested in things that I share in that newsletter, in information that I share on there when I find that info. So please, please, I want you to thrive in your career. I want you to be able to enjoy the job that you do, work in a peaceful environment, whatever peaceful means to you, and work in an environment that is non-toxic. And that's why I do some of these videos. If you want to check my channel about, interview tips and side hustles that you can start, work from home opportunities as well, you can check some of those videos that I've done on the channel. I've got actual playlists on each of these different aspects, just to make sure that you are better supported. We all are better supported through this journey, because it can be incredibly difficult to find that support that is needed. And again, that's why I've got my private coaching program, where I support with career progression in the UK, because you may want to progress. For example, you're a nurse, you're thinking of becoming a nurse anesthetist, nurse endoscopist, a manager, specialist nurse. You just want an opportunity that is non-clinical. You want to leave from the bedside. What can you do? Those are the things that I support with. If you're a carer, for example, you want to progress into nursing or into other healthcare jobs, and you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, how do I go about this? That's what my coaching program is for. I can support you with that journey. find the best circumstance, the best pathway for your personal circumstances to make sure that, look, if you can achieve your goal in 3 years, you don't need to spend 10 years doing that. If you can achieve your goal in 10 years, you don't need to spend 20 years doing it. So my program is all about bringing you that information from the comfort, of your own home, put it that way, without you needing to struggle, but you have that guidance from somebody who's got that knowledge, who's got that experience, got that expertise. So again, if this is something that you're keen on, I just urge you, just leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll send you the program. You can have a look and see what is the best fit for you, because I know that this is a very challenging time. Many colleagues are struggling with different things. Being a nurse, many people are leaving nursing because of that lack of support. And if you had a community like ours where you're supported, then it can make you feel more at home and more, you know, and more at ease to be able to do the job that you like. Because many of us got into nursing to help our patients, to support people. We have our reasons, but all these other factors and complexities are making many colleagues, not to really enjoy what they do. And that is why I was able, that's one of the reasons I started this membership program for that support system. So if you're struggling, you need to get help from your family, talk to somebody, and look, you don't need to do that, at work if you're struggling, because there are independent organizations that can support you with issues, without necessarily coming through your co-workers directly. So you need to check those things with your management, again, where you work, and make sure that you're able to access those services to get the support that you need. Because like I said, it's quite a challenging time for many colleagues, with the stress levels, anxiety, depression, and all these things. There's quite a lot of support out there. You just need to be willing to take it and go to the right places to make sure that you're not, you're getting it all right. So thank you very much. Keep watching the videos.